Hello, everyone. This is welcoming you back to yet another interesting episode of Leisure Podcast, where we keep your real estate journey in check. Every year, when the rain comes, people brace themselves up, not just for water, but for flood, where streets are turned into rivers and people's home into ponds. Now, why does this keep happening? Is it nature, negligence, or what are the real causes of flood in the country? Today, we'll be exploring the real causes of flood disaster in Nigeria. And we're having with us on set a real estate expert and a builder in person of Builder Oladimeji Abolaji. Good to have you, sir.
Thank you so much, and
You're
good morning
welcome.
to you.
Right from the last time you were on set, people have not stopped but keep asking questions and sending their comments. You're welcome.
Thank you once again.
Okay, so like you heard from the prologue, flood in Nigeria, especially in Lagos. What are the causes of flood?
Well, I think for those who do not know what flood is, maybe we should try and make them understand what flood
That is why
is
we
all
have
about.
you as the expert here.
So, in a layman language, flood is just a flowing water from the river
Okay.
to a dry land,
Hmm.
and basically, there are just two factors that could be responsible.
Okay.
One is natural, and the other is human activities.
When you talk about human activities now, could it be negligence? Could it be construction? Could it be maybe blockage of the the drains or what can we
Yes,
attribute that
yes.
to?
Just as you've said, it's all encompassing.
Okay.
Ranging from the design of the area when we're talking of human activities now.
Okay.
It could be design errors.
Mhm.
It could be lack of proper drainage system.
Okay.
It could be um, it could be improper waste management, especially in areas where they dump refuse in drainages
Oh,
and
that's
streams and rivers.
okay.
Yes.
All right. Now, talking about the designs and the planning, you made mention about error in planning. Now, who does design or who plans an environment or an area?
Yeah, in the area of environment,
Okay.
we have the planners.
Okay.
Yes.
Which basically, I'm sure they are government officials.
Yes, there are those who are government officials and there are those who are consultants who
But
are
they,
being
but they still consult
consulted.
for the government.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. So they are basically responsible for designing the area, the drainage system,
Okay.
the construction areas, and the rest.
So, sir, take for example the people in Lagos, especially those that live in the Lekki axis. Why
Yes.
is theirs so different? Is there a planning error or is it the lagoons or what is really the cause of their flood every year?
Well, it's not totally different, but just as we've discussed earlier, the two factors, which is the natural
Natural
factor and the
and the
human
man-made.
factor.
Yeah.
So the natural factor, if we want to apply it to Lekki, so part of Lekki is lying below the sea level. That's number one. Also, you discover that geographical location of Lekki.
Hmm.
Lekki is a coastal area.
Area.
That is, it is very close to the
The
water
sea.
body.
Yeah.
Now, naturally, if you have a place that is close to um, a body of water,
Okay.
you're going to experience a higher rainfall.
That's true.
And then you're likely to have you're likely to have an overflow, especially when the area is lying below the
The
sea
sea
level.
level.
Yes. So I think naturally that is what is affecting Lekki. Then let's come to the human
Human
factor.
factor.
Now the human factor is broad. Um, Let me start with the urbanization.
Okay.
You see, Lekki is seen as one of the eyebrow area
In
in
Lagos
Lagos
State.
State.
Yeah, that's true.
So most people want their houses in that place, and that is what is affecting that place
So the
mostly.
high and the mighties, they want to move to Lekki.
Exactly. So if you have a place like that is congested,
Okay.
where you have too many buildings,
Mm.
you see, let me tell you something. When you have a place, a little drop of water
Okay.
contributes to flooding.
Flood.
Just
Oh.
a little drop of water contributes to flooding. You see, when you overpower the capacity of the soil to absorb water, then you're calling for flooding. Now, in Lekki, the land area is not much, but you want to have so many buildings in that place, and that's one of the problems you have there. You see, you have so many buildings that are very very close to each other, and everyone wants to send water out of his or her building.
Mm.
So where will this water go
Go
to?
to.
Where are you sending the waters to? You have reduced the capacity of the soil to absorb the water. So you are concentrating the water in just one particular place.
Place. Okay.
And this is one of the reasons why it keeps overflowing into Lekki
Lekki.
all the time. And then when you go to another factor, which is the human factor as well, you see the design of Lekki. I think there are some errors which I don't think can be corrected anymore. You see, some buildings are lying on the natural um, flow of water, the natural waterways. You
Okay.
have buildings there already, which I don't think can be corrected anymore. And again, you have human activities such as
So, sir,
waste
let me
control.
just cut your thought there. So, are we now
Yes.
saying those people are bigger than the government, or is the government not supposed to be the one to cater for this planning?
Well, they are not bigger than the government,
Okay.
but there are some difficulties you experience in design sometimes.
But in the first place, how did those people get the approval to build there? Or is it that they build without an approval?
Well, they have their approval. Most of the buildings they have their approval. If they are
Okay.
not approval, you will see that the
They can't
government
even
would have.
stand. So
Yes,
that means
yes,
the
yes.
government more like aided them to build on the waterway.
Yes, just as I said, there are problems with planning sometimes. There are some places you as a planner,
Okay.
you find it very difficult to plan because of the limited space or the limited land you have in that area.
Yeah.
You have to work with what you have at hand. But at the end, you just have to look for a way out.
I'm talking about limited space. I think Lagos is known for some feeling of the rivers and the oceans. So is some feeling also part of the problem of the flood in Lagos
Of
State?
course, is in fact is one of the major problems.
Okay. So should we
You're
stop some
feeling
feeling?
you're filling places just for you to have more
More
land, and then you are
lands.
pushing the water back.
Okay.
You understand? And then when there is heavy rainfall,
Mm.
the water will also push back.
Yeah, you
So
push me, I push you.
that's why you keep having those
Those
problems in
problems.
Lekki all the time. So it's just we just need to look for a way around it. We
Okay.
just need to look by having proper drainage system. And you see again, just as I was saying, I wanted to come to the second human
Human
factor,
factor.
which is
Yes.
the waste management. You see, we have people who are not properly educated about what should be done with their waste. They just want to dispose their waste by all means. They want to
That's what is
dispose it by all
important to
means.
them. Yes.
Yes, that's why we need waste management education for everyone. It should not be for some specific people. They need to know what to do with their waste, where to place their waste, and how to manage those waste. See, you can't just throw your waste into the drainage and then um you keep complaining there is flood, there is flood, there is flood. Of course, that activity itself is one of the problems,
Because all the
one of the
drainage
things
will
that
be
cause.
clogged and waterways will be blocked.
Exactly. It's
Yes.
going to block the drainages, and then when water does not have where to go,
And escape
it will
routes.
definitely come back to you.
Yes. So now talking about the waste aspects.
Yes.
Now you discovered that in some of these areas, even the government themselves did not make proper and adequate provision for waste collection. So you as a resident, that you must dispose your waste. You want to look for the easy way out, especially when it's raining. You see people doing a free for all. When it's raining, you see people just throwing out their deaths, their waste, in fact, from their houses. Why? Because they believe the rains will go with them. But where are those? Where are those being taken to? It's nobody's business. So, what then should the government do about waste collection instead of just educating residents and people? What are they supposed to do?
Well, if the people are properly educated
Okay.
and they know what to do with their waste, the government also needs to play their own part by making
Exactly.
adequate provision
Provisions, yes.
for waste disposal. You see, it's one of the responsibility of we citizens as well to make government do what they are supposed to do. So I feel you have government officials in your locations, in your area of residence.
Now, we
So
sure there are government
you should.
officials in some of those locations.
Well, they are supposed to be. So let's assume
They
they
are
are there.
supposed to.
So
Okay.
let's assume they are there. So
Okay.
you have to channel your complaints through them and make sure those things are, because you're paying for those things actually. So if you are paying for it, you should demand for
The
the
services.
service which you're
Yeah.
paying for.
All right. So let's now go back to our flooding. Should
Yes.
we keep expecting flood every year? Because some of this flood that comes, lives are being lost. How can we tackle flood in Nigeria or even Lekki, as for example?
Okay. So during the our discussion earlier,
Yes.
we have discussed some of the
The causes.
solutions. Yeah, we've discussed some of the solutions which are supposed to be in place. But however, what we can also do is you see there are some areas naturally that are prone to flooding.
So, should
Naturally.
human beings still be
Naturally.
living there, or what should now be the remedy?
Well,
Since
you
people
you
are already
cannot
there.
you cannot evict people from that place.
Okay,
That is why you have the government body, I think the NIMETs.
exactly. They give us
That
forecasts every year.
yes. So they tell people, okay, this particular area, um, the rain is coming. You have to look for a place to stay.
You should relocate.
Yes, you should relocate for that moment.
Okay,
Then after the rains, you can always come back.
but all the people there, do they have the muscle, the stamina to relocate and come back? It's not everybody that could do that.
Well, it's
So,
not
should the
everyone.
masses now keep suffering?
No. That's why you need wisdom and you need guidance when you want to go into your
Buying your
yes,
property.
buying your properties. You need guidance. You need to be guided properly so that you know if the area you're buying is actually prone to.
Flood.
So you need to be guided when you're going into the purchase of your property,
That's true.
landed property, yes, so that you will not fall victim of um
Flood
flood.
when the time comes.
Yes.
Mm.
Well, not fall victim of flood.
Okay, so having said that, sir, what
Yes.
are the other responsibilities that the government should even take on?
Yes. Talking about the government should be more proactive
Okay.
in educating the citizens um, on the effect of flood, and then we should have a publication on areas that are naturally prone
Prone to
to
flood.
flood.
Okay.
Yes, and also the government should be responsive in area of waste management
Okay.
and infrastructure. You see, when you have proper infrastructure in place in an
Yeah.
environment, even if the area is prone to
To
flooding,
flood.
you see the drainage system, a good drainage system will help to cushion the effect of the flood when it
Okay.
comes. Yes, it can be managed. It can be managed, yes. But when the government refuse to do what they're supposed to do, that you have to construct drainages for yourself, you have to provide virtually everything for
Everything for
yourself.
yourself.
Yes, that's the society we find ourselves in at the moment. So, and as citizens, um, we should try as much as possible to also keep our environments clean, and not just clean, but we should um, dispose our waste properly.
Properly.
Yes, and also ensure that our drainage system is free of debris, is free of waste, because drainage is not for solid waste, it's
Mm.
for liquid waste
Liquid
alone.
waste.
So we should ensure that we keep to that and ensure that the water flows. And also those who are constructing the drainages, they should ensure that there is proper flow of water.
Water.
Yes, the drainage should be constructed in such a way that the water will flow properly and not having difficulty in flowing.
I think the
Yes.
drainage too should be very adequate because it's not enough that you're constructing a drainage, but can it carry the volume and the pressure of water that is being
Yes,
released?
exactly. You don't just construct drainages. You have to first study the volume of
The volume of
water
water,
in that
yes.
environment
Mm,
before you go into drainage construction. Yes.
Okay, that's interesting. All right, somebody just sent in a question and asking, uh, rainfall is a natural cause to flooding, right?
Yes.
So how then should we prepare for rainfall every year?
Yes, just as I said earlier on, that every drop of water contributes to flooding
Flood.
if not properly managed.
Okay.
You see, when we continue to build our houses, we reduce the
The land
capacity
space
of water to absorb, sorry, of the soil to absorb
absorbing
water.
water.
Yes,
Yes.
you see, in an area, maybe you have like 1 hectare of land, and then you're building. You see, you're going to build road. That
From
road
that one
now,
hectare.
the area of coverage of that road
Mm,
can no longer absorb
to
water.
water. Oh, that's true.
The area of coverage of the
Of the
buildings
building
can
itself
no longer
cannot
absorb
absorb
water.
water.
So the whole water now is concentrated in a place, and then you are sending the water to God knows where. So when you send the water there, and then the place you are sending that water, when the water gets there, and that place can no longer take
Take it.
that water, then it will send it back to you.
Mm.
To
And
send it back to you.
that's where you have flooding.
Yes, that's why flooding comes
All
in
right. So
place.
how about government monitoring construction? Because I know developers could be very funny. They have an approval to build a particular structure, but because they are in business, they want to take advantage of some spaces. Like you said, once there's construction, the land space that is allowed for absorption of water is reduced. So is the government supposed to be monitoring construction or, approvals they've given
Of
so they
course,
don't
in
deviate
in
from the plan?
yes. You know that is the reason why before you before you start your construction, you need an approval from
Mm,
the regulatory body
it's true.
of that state where you are. So if you submit a drawing
Okay.
that is not compatible with the area,
Mm,
you'll be guided. on
Okay.
what to
What to
build
do?
in that area and what not to build.
Yeah.
So I think that is majorly the function of the regulatory
Of the
body.
body. But now
Yes,
the question again is, do they monitor those agencies who are saddled with this responsibility?
of course they do. They monitor. You see them all around. You see them all around while you are building. That is after you've obtained the
Obtain your
approval.
approval.
Yes, they still keep coming to ensure that you are still in line with what
So let
is
me
given
cut
to
you
you.
on that. If they keep coming, why then do we still have some structures blocking the waterways? And they are still standing.
Well, just as I said earlier on, before you start your construction,
Yes.
the area is planned already.
Oh, of course.
Yes, so and when you submit your drawing, you'll be told on what to do and what not to do in that place. So I think that settles it.
So, viewers, like you heard from the expert, flood isn't just about the rains, it's about you and I and the government. So, what is the part you want to play to avert flooding in the environment and to safeguard the society? And by extension, you're also safeguarding yourself. So, this cannot be overly exhausted on just this episode. So, we will be coming your way again and having the expert himself take us through some parts of flood in Nigeria. So thank you for investing your time with us. Just keep hitting the like button, subscribe, and share, and we'll always keep your real estate journey in check. Thank you for watching.